The future rewards those who press on. I don't have time to feel sorry for myself. I don't have time to complain. I'm going to press on. We did not come to fear the future. We came here to shape it. Whatever we think of the past, we must not be prisoners to it. We have to uphold a free press and freedom of speech, because in the end, lies and misinformation are no match for the truth. The strongest democracies flourish from frequent and lively debate, but they endure when people of every background and belief find a way to set aside smaller differences in service of a greater purpose. The war on drugs has been an utter failure. We need to rethink and decriminalize our marijuana laws. When I was a kid, I inhaled frequently. That was the point. Empowering women isn't just the right thing to do, it's the smart thing to do. To anyone out there who's hurting, it's not a sign of weakness to ask for help, it's a sign of strength. America, we are better than these last 8 years. We are a better country than this. In the unlikely story that is America, there has never been anything false about hope. This victory alone is not the change we seek. It is only the chance for us to make that change. The Muslim call to prayer is one of the prettiest sounds on earth at sunset. It's only when you hitch your wagon to something larger than yourself that you will realize your true potential. While we breathe, we will hope. The only thing that's the end of the world is the end of the world. Each of us deserves the freedom to pursue our own version of happiness. No one deserves to be bullied. Young people recognize the big challenges that are coming up. What people really want is fairness. They want people paying their fair share of taxes. The easiest way to save money is to waste less energy. Literacy is the most basic currency of the knowledge economy. We seem to have trouble with critical thinking, and our political system doesn't help. This is about respect for women, the judgments that women make, and their doctors about their reproductive health. It's an important part of who women are, their reproductive health. We know the battle ahead will be long, but always remember that, no matter what obstacles stand in our way, nothing can stand in the way of the power of millions of voices calling for change. Our individualism has always been bound by a set of communal values, the glue upon which every healthy society depends. Transparency and the rule of law will be the touchstones of this presidency. Africa doesn't need strong men, it needs strong institutions. A budget is more than just a series of numbers on a page. It is an embodiment of our values. Globalization is a fact because of technology, because of an integrated global supply chain, because of changes in transportation, and we're not going to be able to build a wall around that. It's useful for activists just to be out there to keep you mindful and not get complacent, even if ultimately you think some of their criticism is misguided. The study of geography is about more than just memorizing places on a map. It's about understanding the complexity of our world, appreciating the diversity of cultures that exists across continents, and in the end, it's about using all that knowledge to help bridge divides and bring people together. It's not a nice to have, it's a must have. It's time we stop treating childcare as a side issue or a women's issue and treat it like the national economic priority that it is for all of us. The interests we share as human beings are far more powerful than the forces that drive us apart. One of the challenges of a democratic government is making sure that even in the midst of emergencies and passions, we make sure that rule of law and the basic precepts of justice and liberty prevail. You can question somebody's views and their judgment without questioning their motives or patriotism. The thing about hip-hop today is it's smart, it's insightful. The way they can communicate a complex message in a very short space is remarkable. Acts of sacrifice and decency without regard to what's in it for you create a ripple effect, ones that lift up families and communities, that spread opportunity. 3 months is a lifetime in politics. If you're walking down the right path and you're willing to keep walking, eventually you'll make progress. What we may think is funny or cute may end up being powerfully hurtful. A good compromise, a good piece of legislation, is like a good sentence or a good piece of music. Everybody can recognize it. They say, it works, it makes sense. Don't just get involved. Fight for your seat at the table. Better yet, fight for a seat at the head of the table. What matters is how well we have loved. We should foster a culture in which people's private religious beliefs, including atheists and agnostics, are respected. We too often let the material things serve as indicators that we're doing well, even though something inside us tells us that we're not doing our best, that we are avoiding that which is hard, but also necessary, that we are shrinking from rather than rising to the challenges of the age. Nobody cares how tough your upbringing was. Nobody cares if you suffered some discrimination. A relentless focus on the outward markers of success can lead to complacency. It can make you lazy. Nothing can stand in the way of the power of millions of voices calling for change. Reading is the gateway skill that makes all other learning possible. Climate change constitutes a serious threat to global security. A low-carbon, clean energy economy can be an engine of growth for decades to come. Islamic culture has given us majestic arches and soaring spires, timeless poetry and cherished music, elegant calligraphy and places of peaceful contemplation. Islam has a proud tradition of tolerance. Be the best father you can be to your children, because nothing is more important. The issue of climate change is one that we ignore at our own peril. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. I do that every day. Asking for help isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. It shows you have the courage to admit when you don't know something and to learn something new. Higher education cannot be a luxury reserved just for a privileged few. It is an economic necessity for every family, and every family should be able to afford it. We've taken bold action at home by making historic investments in renewable energy, by putting our people to work, increasing efficiency in our homes and buildings, and by pursuing comprehensive legislation to transform to a clean energy economy. The more we are using clean energy, renewable energy sources, the less environmentally problematic facilities end up being a problem for everybody, but particularly for folks who have to suffer the consequences of some of these facilities. Israel must be able to defend itself by itself against any threat. The elevation of appearance over substance, of celebrity over character, of short-term gains over lasting achievement displays a poverty of ambition. It distracts you from what's truly important. We are defined not by our borders but by our bonds. Any time bombs are used to target civilians, it is an act of terror. The worst thing that colonialism did was to cloud our view of our past. I like my quiet time. There is a writer's sensibility in me sometimes, where I step back. We have not confronted forcefully enough the intolerance, sectarianism, and hopelessness that feeds violent extremism in too many parts of the globe. Right now, I would rank Norway as the largest country in the world. I have never seen anything like it. You have to exercise, or at some point you'll just break down. The best way to not feel hopeless is to get up and do something. Don't wait for good things to happen to you. If you go out and make some good things happen, you will fill the world with hope. You will fill yourself with hope. A good wife always forgives her husband when she's wrong. That doesn't make you a father. It's the courage to raise a child that makes you a father. I don't think it's more dangerous than alcohol. When all Americans are treated as equal, no matter who they are or whom they love, we are all more free. Change will not come if we wait for some other person, or if we wait for some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek. We don't ask you to believe in our ability to bring change. Rather, we ask you to believe in yours. America is a land of big dreamers and big hopes. It is this hope that has sustained us through revolution and civil war, depression and world war, a struggle for civil and social rights, and the brink of nuclear crisis. In the end, no amount of American forces can solve the political differences that lie at the heart of somebody else's civil war. Any fool can have a child. That doesn't make you a father. It's the courage to raise a child that makes you a father. For we, the people, understand that our country cannot succeed when a shrinking few do very well and a growing many barely make it. Today we continue a never-ending journey to bridge the meaning of those words with the realities of our time. We are God's partners in matters of life and death. All of us, we should do everything we can to make sure this country lives up to our children's expectations. In the face of impossible odds, people who love this country can change it. In this new, hyper-competitive age, none of us can afford to be complacent. Can we see in each other a common humanity and a shared dignity, and recognize how our different experiences have shaped us? Learning to stand in somebody else's shoes, to see through their eyes, that's how peace begins. And it's up to you to make that happen. Empathy is a quality of character that can change the world. If you give up on the idea that your voice can make a difference, then other voices will fill the void. From the earliest days of our founding, America has been the story of ordinary people who dare to dream. That's how we win the future. What makes us Americans is our shared commitment to an idea that all of us are created equal, and all of us have the chance to make of our lives what we will. There is not a liberal America and a conservative America. There is the United States of America. There is not a black America and a white America and Latino America and Asian America. There's the United States of America. Instead of having a set of policies that are equipping people for the globalization of the economy, we have policies that are accelerating the most destructive trends of the global economy. If you run, you stand a chance of losing, but if you don't run, you've already lost. America's nurses are the beating heart of our medical system. This is the moment when we must come together to save this planet. Our challenges may be new, the instruments with which we meet them may be new, but those values upon which our success depends, honesty and hard work, courage and fair play, tolerance and curiosity, loyalty and patriotism. These things are old. These things are true. They have been the quiet force of progress throughout history. We have to acknowledge the progress we made, but understand that we still have a long way to go, that things are better, but still not good enough. I am the eternal optimist. I think that, over time, people respond to civility and rational argument. You will be tested. You won't always succeed, but know that you have it within your power to try. Generally speaking, people who know me will tell you that my public persona is not that different from my private persona. The sweetest sound I know is the Muslim call to prayer. We are not at war with Islam. We are at war with people who have perverted Islam. Ramadan is a celebration of a faith known for great diversity and racial equality. One of the great strengths of the United States is we have a very large Christian population. We do not consider ourselves a Christian nation or a Jewish nation or a Muslim nation. We consider ourselves a nation of citizens who are bound by ideals and a set of values. Our journey is not complete until we find a better way to welcome the striving, hopeful immigrants who still see America as a land of opportunity, until bright young students and engineers are enlisted in our workforce rather than expelled from our country. Yes, to trade, but trade that ensures that these other countries that trade with us aren't engaging in child labor. Someone once said that every man is trying to live up to his father's expectations or make up for their father's mistakes.